Hey guys, in this video we'll be continuing with the Python video tutorials. We'll be going over more file operations today. We'll be going over a couple of things. We'll be converting, so we'll be writing and reading numeric data, so we'll actually convert the data that's from the text file to an actual number type. I believe in also the other way around, so we'll just work with that. So just two examples here for this video. So we'll first start with defining our main function. And we'll open a file to be outputted to, so we'll call it out file. Point it to the open function and I'll enter my path. Unless you just want to work with the Python, whatever IDE you're using. I believe you can just write to the actual folder. Somewhere in there, if I can open that. You can write to the actual IDE data if you just put the file name, I believe. So instead of putting the path here, like I put C, shift semicolon, / users and all that, instead of this path here, just put the file name, and I think you can just write directly to the folder. I find it easier to actually just write, because in command line there is no folder, so if you run this through the command line, whether like command prompt or PowerShell or whatever you're using in Mac, or if you're using like Bash or I forgot what the new one's called for Linux. The other shell, whatever it's called, whatever command line you're using, you're probably going to just need paths like this. If you just put the file name, it's not going to know where to go. So I'd get used to using the path if you can. It's better, it works across all languages, so it's just better for the long term. So try the path if you don't know it. So I'm going to use a Windows path. Enter the computer name with the folder I want to access. And here I'm going to write to a file named just file. I'm going to call it file, and I'm going to say we want to do write mode, where in that case, if the file already exists, the data will be erased, so just be careful. So it's going to create a new file called file.txt. So here I'll just say val1 points to cast it int this time to the input function, and we'll say enter a number or enter value, basically let's just say an int value or a float. Int float val, whatever. So enter float value. Val2 points to int, cast it to the input function again, enter a value again, say number value. Val3 points to the input function, same thing repeated. So if you watched the last video in the playlist, what I meant by removing those new lines, if you know what I'm talking about, we put a new line here, so try without that and see if that works with printing them out simultaneously. If not, just leave it the way we did it. If you know what I'm talking about, if you don't worry about it. Watch that video though if you haven't. I'd start from the beginning of the series if you're learning Python if you can. If you're just looking for one thing in Python, well, I guess hopefully that helps you too. So we have num1, 2, and 3. Just we're entering 3 values, storing it in our file, which are going to be stored. We actually haven't written anything yet, so we'll write that now. So basically we're going to show how to write numbers to a file in a number state. So we're going to cast it to a string here. So here we'll call outFile dot write Here we're going to cast to the str function, and we're going to just pass in val1, and then we'll pass a new line here like that. I'll do the same thing 3 times. Alright, so we have our outFile.write. We wrote our 3 different vals, concatenated them all with a new line. Close the file. We can just print an alert. We can say file write complete, whatever you want. Throw a tab in there, new line, whatever. That should be all, so we'll just run that. We don't need to walk through this to the debugger at all. What happened there? Oh, sorry, we forgot to call main, so just space, get out of the indentation, and we'll just call main here. We'll run it, save and run it. Okay, yeah, so we have to enter float value, just go 10, 100, some large number. There you go, file write complete, so that's the end of the code. We'll move into the second part here. So we'll read the numbers now. So we will just start that here, so we'll just we'll just erase this all, do it again. It's good practice to do it anyway, so we'll just do def main. We'll call this infile this time, point it to the path. So we'll call the open function. Enter the path for my computer. We'll pass in the mode, R mode, because this time we're reading and not writing. Whoops, sorry, I just hit the mic by accident. So then after that we'll say we can just call them val1, val2 again. So val1 points to, this time we're going to cast it to an int. And then we'll say infile.readline. And we'll just do that for all the values, because there's 3 lines. And these don't have camel casing on them. It's funny how it's the exact same method in Java, like almost exact same. I think it is exactly the same thing, just there's a camel case on here. Camel case means that there's a capital L for that. Java has all camel cased. I believe they're all camel cased. Python doesn't have any camel casing. I like camel casing. It helps me. I'd rather camel case than underscore, to be honest, but that's just me. It's faster. I feel like it's faster. But anyways, we have, so val1, val2, val3, casting them all to ints, reading them line by line. So it's going to read the first line up to the first new line. Then once we call readline again, second time it gets the next line in the file and continues doing that. So we're casting them all, and then we're going to close the file. and then at the end we're going to add just like a sum, points to val1 plus val2, or we can go val1 times val2 plus val3. And I believe we could just print that out as well. So let's print the actual numbers first. So we'll say print. Whoops, what happened to my keyboard? Hit someone on the keyboard, it changes from us to like some other language by accident. So we have we'll write a string here. The values are then here we'll pass in val1, comma val2, comma val3. We'll print the sum. The string first. The sum is practice some formatting, comma, and then we'll pass in sum. And something was wrong here. Shadows built-in name. Actually, I don't think that's fine. Maybe not. Let's go sum of vowels, whatever. So we'll print it out. Actually, no, we have to change this too, so we'll just change that to sum of vowels, whatever you want. And then we'll just save it and run it. Oh, sorry, forgot to call main again, so we'll just get out of the indentation, call main here. Okay, so we have the values are 10. I swear we did a larger number than that, but that's okay. So we have the values are these, and then the sum is 10 times 100 plus 100. I thought we did a huge number for that. Maybe it just wasn't able to save it in that int. That's okay, or something happened, I'm not sure. Don't worry about that. You can redo it if you're confused. On that, just enter another number. Should be fine. Either way, hopefully you guys understand the concept of file operation. So we were able to open this file, take values, point to each line in the file, close the file. Actually, we converted the data again from a string to an int. Then we saved the value as an int, did some math operation, printed them out as an int, and then added the sum and all that. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. If you guys liked the video, you can give me a thumbs up, and you can support the channel by subscribing if you'd like. For more programming languages, investing in coding stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.